this is how we go welcome now to the MPP hour this Wednesday, now radio and television. This program they begin every 1 o'clock. They last for complete 60 minutes. So you get chance whosoever you they listen to it in a salon. You can join me. If na television you watch or na radio you listen to, you can join me. If you call 030-014-971 or 076-955-191. Today we get program where we look at women in strategic positions. Now governments, women with a different side for help this country go before. Whether they the economy, they in agriculture, they in the road sector. It just does not matter, but these are saloon people and a saloon woman, they are people with compassion, now people that we understand the business of bringing things together. Because the thing is, we say behind every successful man there is a woman, but we get a new aspect, a new approach where we say, in fact, we don't want to do woman they bear with, we want to do woman they beside with, so that we go move forward. Because when they say democracy, now development, now in the main. And we get a president, we get a government, we get people that we deal with them. We identify woman as a strategic partner when it comes on the issue of moving the country go before. And that President Dr. Ernest Koroma drew from we take power in 2007, in no say woman na partner in progress, particularly woman of timber and caliber, which they call a woman of substance. You don't identify them and you don't put them in key position. But if you make mistake, now risk you take, the woman and deliver. The woman, they don't pull them weight, they don't prove them metal, which message will they don't give to the young one, the way they aspire for become big, with the communal college or the rising generation of man them, we think a woman are kitchen for them. So all that thing they are so, now then we go look at today, now this MPP hour, where they, now yeah. So for if we talk, but then ladies there, then women there, then we sister there, we they in strategic positions now, the governance structure, we're not democracy, we're not togetherness, government of the people, by the people, and for the people. I get with me certain individuals, some of them I can lead them within a top ranking position as salon. We also get a gentleman, we also inside a top person, you don't go through the rank and file of governance, you understand what's in a structure, you understand what it takes when they see this person, you know, it fits for this position. And so they try and introduce the panelists them today. We form this special edition of the MPP hour with the country on SNBC television. And of course, if you listen to radio, now FM 100 throughout the country, na salon. So now help me for join. We welcome to my immediate left. We get the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs. We know no other person than Mr. Israel BK Jibba. He at the program.
Good afternoon, listeners.
Well, as I can see to the left of Mr. BK Jibba itself, these are the minister where they in charge and we are the head of the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs. This is the help for me to look at the relevance, which they call policy, with President Koroma together with in government, the wisdom what it take for appoint women in top position, and that now no other person than the Honorable Minister Nane Thomas.
Fambul them, good afternoon, and make her take this opportunity for wish all me listeners and viewers them Happy New Year, since today na the first day we have Kana television since the beginning of the year.
Well, my people are ready. So last but not the least, we get another, woman of timber and caliber. Make it say mahogany all day inside. And that's another person than Clara Carlton Hansels. This name would resonate, now vibrant name, and I love to meet her on the radio and on television. And say, so when I don't say her today, in the executive director of Legal Aid Board. Madam, you're welcome.
Well, thank you, sir.
Well, we'll go straight to the issue. We'll begin with the Minister of Political and Public Affairs, because we'll look at this issue of policy. Madam Minister, what in President Koroma be the member? What in mind when you make this bold move for appoint woman them na key position in governance? When I place the number, when I demand them Bindidi. Because I remember when they grew up in my salon with the Igbo Mamioko, Madam Koblo, Gulama, but then in the far and one no more. Then they maybe the Mppa and the paramount chief there. But today we they see woman them at them position. The man be make mistake. What even the member?
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. When they see woman them, you see of timber and caliber. President Koroma na somebody of wisdom. President Koroma na somebody where they watch people them from afar. So, for ask say President Koroma make mistake, and not make no mistake. I don't know whether you don't hear about the hand that rocks the cradle. That particular article there, they say the hand that rocks the cradle, that woman, you don't born in Peking, all they do now for no Sam, now get for cook, now get for clean, now get for book, all in thing, more or less, it then at the back. President Koroma come, he say no. He say me mama we born me na be a woman of timber and caliber. He say I get sister there, when then a woman them of timber and caliber. Right. He say so if we all go na the host because woman, just like the Bible, where God bin go is to Adam, he take part of his rib. He say, and they make this year so for let it be a companion.
True.
Now for that, like woman and man, when it comes to development,
right,
they for work together. And TJ, most of the time, when they put woman in a position,
that's right,
they go above and beyond what's in task. Woman then get some kind virtue, some kind instinct where you not demand them, no get. Woman go sit down and say, no, I've seen something in that particular individual. Let we try. And now that kind us day, now the President Koroma grow up. He got 4 sisters them.
right,
And they all then are strategic propositions the way they do well.
right.
Then so it not make mistake at all. And you go agree with me for say the woman them where President Koroma appoints, they do well.
Right.
If person not tell me say me they do well, me they tell me safe. Because I've been there America as the president of the APC Texas chapter. When I say Texas, that means say all the states them.
Right.
Later on, it come out say I begin for make people and begin form APC chapter then at the different states then. Then I can attitudinal and behavioral change. Who that they will not know about ABC Secretariat na this country. Who that they will not know about Nanette Thomas na this country. Right. So President Koroma been watch me from afar. He go bring me come. He make me minister of political and public affairs.
Right, Madam Minister, let's hold 1 minute, let's hold you that place in 1 minute. Let we ask, let's bring in the PS. PS, waiting President Koroma being a member, we take this risk seemingly, because this is a strategic risk. We take woman, put her on side, was a man customarily, now man did it. What do you think, say this man being a member?
TJ, thank you.
Yes.
And they continue from waiting the Mr. Don't say.
Right.
And this time, I wonder what you're waiting President Koroma in say, but what he make give the woman in that position. Sometime last year, 2016, they began international conference of women in Sierra Leone and Mppa. Now President Koroma go give the keynote address. Now this is say at the reader. He said, on my part, I have committed to promote gender equality and women's empowerment.
Right.
And from appointments into most senior positions in my institution to the free health care for pregnant and lactating mothers. We have shown that this government wants men and women to work side by side to transform this nation.
Hey.
So as a one, and one man then, a woman then, they work together for make sure say this country go before. He said for that reason, for the payment of school fees for all girls in secondary schools, to the provision of scholarship to female students offering science in universities,
right,
we are laying the foundation for effective women empowerment. From our enactment of legislation to protect women's inheritance rights to statutes that specifically criminalize violence against women.
Right.
We have sent out a clear message that discrimination against women has no place in Sierra Leone. Violence against women is violence against the state.
Right.
Let all be aware that discrimination and violence against women are an affront to the founding values of our nation: unity, freedom, and justice.
Right.
So you see, Dr. Ernest Krom as president, because he want to empower women, and because he believes say this country, the only way man and woman they work together, before na him may fix a fire woman, na him may do all that thing there. He don't believe that free health care for health woman, the minute they begin to grow up.
Right.
He don't make sure he don't pass that law, then make help, make stuff for
Abuse woman.
abuse
Yeah,
woman.
violence.
Because
Domestic
women are
violence. That's right.
So he not make any mistake. He believe this country is owned by men and women.
Good.
And all these years, a woman, man, and most of the man is appointed.
Yeah, well.
But what we say this time around, until we all work together, then can't control.
I want to bring Madam. I want to bring Clara. Now, you know, this we don't look at the expectation. We don't look at the fact. Say this gentleman, he mean well. Waiting and waiting, you think, say, Nana, in terms of criteria, the standard, waiting, President Komago don't consider before he say, now put so person as so side. What do you think, say, he look at, he consider when it comes to selection process for put them where, now then keep position also. What do you think, say,
Well, first
they,
of all,
yes,
want to say on behalf of we women there,
Yes.
in my own personal behalf, I want to say thank you very much to His Excellency the President for the opportunity. Thank you all. We find out, say, for the first time in the history of Sierra Leone, across all sectors, across all levels, there are lots and lots of women now in decision making.
right,
And then they don't improve the lives of so many other people there. Because when you talk about women, the word children comes in.
right,
And when you talk about children, the word men also come in. Because we make up the family structure. And the world now, it don't advance. We don't then at the world stage now where each and every country, you are looking at how you better the lot of your people.
right,
And when you want to let people develop, you get for empower women. And in empowering women, it means you bring laws, legislations, opportunities, way gender neutral. Because one, if you say, I am going to appoint women for the sake of appointing women, or I'm going to appoint men for the sake of appointing men, at the end of the day, because you go for that particular class day in terms of appointments,
right,
you're definitely going to encounter issues. But when you create a level playing field,
right,
because when you look at the history of women in the workplace, from the 1930s and 40s, the Second World War, Florence Nightingale, and all those people who came across, and eventually the British society, the Americans, and even Asians consider that women can also operate, can multitask, they can run families, they can run offices, you can entrust them with state responsibilities, whilst at the same time they are running the lives of others at the back end.
But what is set those kind of women apart
Wetin
from the general,
well,
you know, group?
wetin-
When I say this is a
wetin
Bobo
set
Jama,
them-
they why they
well,
apart.
wetin
You don't
set
say that why
them
they're
really-
special.
Wetin set them really
Uh-huh.
are the likes of President Koroma in history.
Right,
And in Sierra Leone, we thank God, because if you look 10 years ago, in fact, government had not expanded to this level,
right,
where you have so many MDAs, either civil or public authorities or administration or agencies,
right.
where even cater for women especially who have not been in the public sector to join, to come and say, yes, I can live with this kind of salary, I can make my own contribution to the people of Sierra Leone, we can take Sierra Leone to another level. So quite clearly, if you look now, and of course, especially for we in the law, we're very, very happy for him, because he has created a level playing field for human rights lawyers,
Right.
for impact and bring their work and let the work able for bear fruits on the people, especially the disadvantaged, informal sector and the poor. So, and if you look at us women, there are lots of us around in the system, and he gives us the leverage, he gives us the opportunity, he gives us the protection, he gives us the support for us to be able to really perfect our craft,
right,
the different things we do.
Now, for hold on a second. So, we come back to the special, thing, the way the government don't put in place for make it easier for them to perform. And the black bring the minister, as Minister of Political and Public Affairs, ma'am. How you think say that woman there, so the special caliber of woman, class of woman, how you say non perform na the various tasks them where government decide for them?
Me believe say they don't perform very well. One woman where President Kuruma appoints na scope.
Right.
The state chief of protocol. Now for no say that particular position there, all these years, na man position, that one day. Woman, no they put on there. When President Kuruma appoints that woman there, plenty people get doubt. They say, you're not going to do well. Now, woman, you get in man, you get in family, you're not going to do well.
Right.
Me na one person, I sure say he go to listen to me. We encourage him, I tell and say, you can do it. And if people want to be honest with themselves, now one of the people we don't do extremely well as the state chief of protocol, he so don't do well that even with the minister them, whether they call him matron, whether they call him headmaster, whether they call him principal, he know exactly when the president for grab. He know exactly when the president, he know in job to the tip of his finger. And I really want to congratulate and thank Mrs. Rasi and Kagbo for what they do a very good job.
So
extremely well.
Like the issue of instinctiveness, that instinct, what woman gets, now they come out.
Let me take the auditor general.
Right.
Clara. Now be man job that one day.
That's right.
Woman not be they take that job day.
Not at all.
But honestly, when Clara come, it don't create a difference.
The bottom.
Outside, it they pull the auditor's report.
That's right.
Even though then they criticize them, then they talk all kinds of things about them. But when the professor can say the only way when they talk about woman or talk about person, now in job now because they do well. Because what thing they do, when they do the correct thing,
right,
people they don't want for make it one. They want for make it follow the crowd. Look, Dr. Sarah Bendu.
Right.
He said don't do extremely well. Look at this other woman. NRA. Ajakala Kamara.
That's right.
Adolf me heart.
Commissioner General.
Commissioner General.
That's right.
They do extremely well. We go to EPA about the environment.
That's right.
We don't mean about the environment. But look at Jatu. Adiatu, Jalo,
right,
so they do well, yanda. And we really want to thank President Kuruma and let put more women them for do the work now this country. We got the first female brigadier. Now during President Kuruma in term, we got Kestoria
Kabia. That's right.
During President Kuruma in term, now we see he bring boku woman them come. What's he do? Because he see the woman leadership. Now home.
Well, viewers and listeners, now they watch SMBC television right now, and they want to listen radio all about the country, FM 100. We just talk about women them where they occupy strategic position inside government, where they bring democracy, where na part of development. Because inside democracy, they usually na their development they follow. And as Madam Minister they tell we, where person they do well, usually you get a lot of distractors that they talk this. But Nigerian proverbs say, now only mango thick when they bear fruit, 9 people they throw stones at. So if they don't whap stone by you, that means you don't get mango at all. Exactly. That means nothing no did it. But before we bring in the PS for let you talk about some of the challenges apart from this pull hard down or waiting, I want just reminding us say if you want to be part of this program, you can call Obi on the number them 030 014971, or if you get Airtel, you can call me at 076 955 Let you be part of this. You send me a text, but we get a documentary what we they can play for Uno. What we see some of them women here in action. Now their offices them where they perform for Mama Salon and make sure say this country go before let all the problem we get. We say the problem in Boku, if we not bring in woman the way get Master Sabi, we compassionate and get consideration for them company them. It not go easy for we. So PS, what thing you think say you go add to what thing Madam Minister don't talk about this issue of putting challenges through a stone or put they say how we can put chansang inside person Gary. What thing now other challenges a woman them now workplace can face?
Well, TJ ko we don't talk this country all along we don't look at it in a man society. Man they feel say in every position and for owner. So one of the critical challenge women they can face in the office and the challenge from the men. This position here, now we forget it, not to forget it. So but good time then the man then they will work with the woman then, they make one for cooperate with the woman then. Because the feel say that the job where they don't hold in their hand, they don't give the woman then. So past the woman they were strong, but thank God the woman the way President Kumana put the all strength, they know what they do. And they able to challenge the issue there. And for some money challenge then one. The other challenge by what they can face now politics. But come on now can watch say the people that want to get the position because they merit them. Because they merit them, they don't go learn now the performance in the offices that before they begin the position it did. But come on feel say because now we get the power, now we the hand, that position say that woman that person forget her. So because you want play politics into the women the role, the activity for trying for them play for men not work well. But like I say, the woman then many of the women they still don't hold all of the position the way Mr. Dan talk. They all know the caliber. They all know the strength. They fight. Right. Because we could get stories about how people go meet Pasheki, how they go to party offices, they go talk against women in whole position. Okay? But the president know the caliber of these women. And when on all of them so far, what do they see? They all don't put the men to perform well.
Right.
So even when all of them they come, they fight them.
Right.
And they hope for goal.
Madam Clara, that old PS there, I want to make you rub much for this. But not some because you now a living example, we get you in the studio. You say now woman of substance and timber, mahogany, all kind of hard wood. What was you there? Which are some of the challenges? Before we look at the video, yes, we look and play video.
Challenges we built maybe on personality issues.
Right.
We get challenges we built maybe around the men and women syndrome. You also have some areas where some women try to pull other women down, men try to pull women down. It's a mixed bag. But the challenge for me, where now the biggest one, and where I feel say we don't surmount, is that of showing leadership and showing direction. Of course, I want for commend Auntie Nanette in that ministry, because for instance, here we are, we have this program. We have not before been having the opportunity like this. It's not that I want to compare, that is totally irrelevant. But the fact say that we they even sit down for do soul searching, for look at as women, it's also another challenge because other women are watching us.
That's right.
Younger children and then people at their homes them. And the one they wait in our offices there, where they face challenges, they do not need to be at managerial level. They can be at supervisory level, right, where you have the bulk of people. There again, there are lots of challenges in fighting, backbiting, bringing people down. But for me, when you talk about these challenges, you have to look at the way forward, the tips. How do we empower our women folk out there? How do we prepare them to take after us tomorrow? We're not going to be there forever.
Right. So we're holding right there because this, now that we get for can talk about now. But for now, I just want to invite, we listeners and viewers at home, may they sit back, relax. If they get some drink, may they open up because they can show you 2 or 3 or even 4 top women with President Kuma in wisdom as a call them fountain of honor.
And justice.
Of course, and justice. And father of the nation. We appointed lady and waiting to do
Supreme Executive.
Yes, we say at the office, and now I get the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers, my sisters, whoever you are, whoever you listen or you watch SLBC TV, please sit back, relax. We will bring you an excerpt, a compilation of women in Sierra Leone who matter, who are women of substance in their workplaces, as they deliver on the promise. Make sure say the outcome is felt, all the benefits and the accrue. The young one, them, as Madam Clara rightly said, where they look up to them, waiting, the experience where they don't get that out, then show them and how they share them. So they will sit back and watch them ladies here where they deliver their service to this nation, what we call Mama Salon.
The Registrar of the Corporate Affairs Commission. Like many other Sierra Leoneans, of course, well, I'm born from Sierra Leonean father, although me more than a foreigner. I go school in Sierra Leone from St. Anne's. Plenty people not going to say name St. Anne's, but the St. Joseph's Primary now was St. Anne's. From St. Anne's, I moved to St. Joseph's Convent and then St. Edward's to do just 1 year of 6th form. And then I go for Bay College where I get me first degree, Bachelor of Arts degree. From there, I've been fortunate to go to the United Kingdom when I get me law degree. And then come back Sierra Leone and can do me Mppa, because of course being a Sierra Leonean, it be very important for me from the word go for come back to my country and can help for make a change. So whilst on the ground, although I don't become a professional, of course I'm into legal practice, and then I moved into the corporate world, worked with the UNDP, worked a bit with DFID, and then go back to the UK, work with Commonwealth telecommunications organizations, and during this period I do quite a bit of post certifications in IT and telecommunications law with the University of Strathclyde in the UK, and then also I also do an MBA with the University of Commonwealth, where in fact I conclude not too long ago. So when I started the commission, of course it wasn't all rosy. So first thing you get for doing now for putting together your vision when you get for that particular institution, and of course we're guided by legislation. So the legislation, and I'm a bedside fellow, also I read the legislation, and I also look at the government policies and also government want for go in the next 5 to 10 years and see how my vision for this commission here so they in sync with within government want for do in terms of development of this country. So the first thing now for you get how the public they can know about this commission, because now new legislation get for go through the process of drafting in terms of reference for new staff them till we get for go through the process of recruiting and staff, and they take the first set of staff them core staff them actually then start in September of 2013. Now single-handedly I've been here for train all the employees there, because now new office we not get plenty money, so we just get for use waiting day, and at that time all I had was what was in my head. So now then I get for use begin train the employees there in management, procurement and all that kind of thing, and they take themselves able for understand really what this commission is about and where we want to go before themselves able for begin to specialize training for help for building capacity, and we they move on. If businesses they get for survive in this country, businesses they get for work with, they need for know clearly waiting at government policies, waiting at government regulation for each transaction, waiting at the amount of money then they get for pay. So we spell everything out in Schedule 2 of the company regulations of 2015, where we put together. Then going forward again, we come and open with the website. The website again, ICT now currently in a tool for work, not optional. It is a must. So as a government institution, we deal not only with Sierra Leoneans locally. We have Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora. We have other nationalities that want to come here and do business. So they want access to timely information, to accurate information and data. So we website, they meet down there to the letter. Very user-friendly website, csc.gov.sl. Anytime you go there, the website it is live, you get access to all we forms them, all the information them. Okay, well for we get a different perception. Any challenge and an opportunity. So anytime the challenge they come, we know say this an opportunity for low move another step. One of the challenges that we get, for instance, that means space will be in for street. So as we sit down and say, well, we don't really bid for this small space, so they will begin look at say this is time for us to go. So now make now we don't even get the kind building now where we get safe. And at much reduced cost compared to what we really pay, we even save government money. It's very critical for the way for the use we resources efficiently, because then resources there now taxpayers' money, and we just have they contribute to them taxes there. So we then think and they in mind, we not misuse government funds, we spend them wisely and for the purpose for where we get the money then they. I think say as it is, I'm not gonna take the credit for USA we don't day. Anything at this world I got in grace. And they work very much along those beliefs and practices, and I believe say without the team I have right now, we're not able to make any kind of stride where we don't achieve so really the team now I go say responsible. The board has been remarkably supportive of management. They don't interfere in our day-to-day operations. They are what they are, a board, and they supervise our operations. They don't help with tremendously, because you see when there are issues of trust, when say somebody they trust your ability for deliver, you cannot afford for let that person down. So there are times you get for really just push and say no, I can't let these people down, because then they build so much trust and confidence. So in terms of what I want for left behind, I go want for a situation where I left this commission, I know I have left leaders behind and not mere followers. Okay, my message to the women folk is that I think say we get for realize say we small in number, and as women they look up to we as mentors, both men and we girls, then we get for the work together. Many a times because of personal reasons we tend for to put each other down, and I think say we need for stop that. We need for hold hands and we continue for move, because the impact we women they make in any society, you can't overstate that. It is very important. And then to we small picking them, to we got picking them, although not see me like a big guy. Now me say been small like una. Me say they play games, the owner say they play the adai and the touch and all that. But one thing I never forgot now be me book. Because the perception sometimes if you see women in leadership and they can think say, oh, this not the man way he keep, and not to so it be. Some of us work very hard not to for ourselves, but we want for left a trail for the we picking able for father and the owner self able for adopt.
As executive director, I assumed this position in 2012 as the executive director of Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. And since 2012 to date, a lot of things don't happen. One thing we are trying for address in road safety. Try for bring road safety, to the fore that people need for being road safety conscious. We don't mean they at all. And we take a nationwide campaign. We go to various places then. It's like a new thing. People are needing their own access to this road safety. What is they all about? So we take with time for bringing a calm to the psyche of people. People understand, say not to only forget your license or use yourself as a pedestrian, that the one way they use the road, get for be road safety conscious, for work against facing or against the traffic, you back not for turn, with the worker you always face the oncoming traffic, so that you were able to see and take quick decision, if anything want to happen. And we go as far as Kabbalah, at that time get meetings with all the stakeholders, the elders, and at each side we will go. So for me, nationwide campaign, I know say then something wrong, where we need for systematically address. So since 2012, in fact that very year we start with radio and television campaign. Make every week we talk about road safety. Every week we talk about road safety. Anything concerning the road, after you look at SLRA, you say it's Road Safety Authority. And that's actually we try for achieve, for speak to the psyche of everybody, that when you come, you take your license, not for going on road and misbehave. So when you get your license, you have to take care of your own life and the lives of others, And through that, we still the rebrand, and we are still in the rebranding process. We don't succeed for change the name of the authority, we don't succeed even for change the call the roaming get where they may use for call traffic wardings. And when you talk about traffic wardings, when they somebody activity control traffic. So again, it take me time for convincing people. They said no, they do duty not only for control traffic, they get all that thing when they look into. So I say if we are road safety authority, let the enforcement bring within the road safety call. So in the 2016, we have the change of the road the traffic wardings to road safety call. So you see them, we even try for the brand themselves, change the uniform, everything, and that's too. And for many people, they stop for look them like wardings, and again look them like another enforcement agency where they try for promote road safety. Okay, with all wetin we don dey do, no go without any challenge. You know, one for changing mindset of people is a big challenge. It's like you get for pull and push, you know, make them understand which society they go. And that one thing we always they do, understand where we want to go. And it take a lot of meetings, you know, a lot of things. So many because it's hard to get for understand where you want to be, you know, before you're able to move on. So that's a challenge, but they get small small. Then another the big challenge we I get we are sleep and wake we I feel say if I able for overcome them, then I can go to bed and sleep. You know. Now the way how they call them goatmen, third party interference into the operation. I don't brainstorm how to get that one under control. And I believe say by this year, the end of this year, you know, we don't cross that bridge. But for me, they remember me in a way that Sierra Leone contributes for reduce road carnage, you know, road accidents right across the country. And by the grace of God, God being our helper, we will achieve them, you know. Because when you travel the length and breadth of this country, the way our accidents and it happen, we know, so their lives in there, not then they're not for be lost, and because one or two things you know they in place make them lost, you know, you feel you know, as we they go along, I will like where the roads all don't make, where I don't begin the just sing this song that some people they use say by the time they go then they don't do they go them the areas in the SLRA they recover from landowners and whatever, they not get for utilize all. But then accident prone areas who don't identify. If they get any side inside in the way left, before they left when they go build squatters, make them have half in them, make them just give it. So we'll get mobile clinic in those areas. So if accidents happen, we'll get unit to be able to stabilize those victims before they take them to the main hospital. Not to say will be as hospital. So you stay focused and know what you want for being alive. And one thing the youth of today, they get a lot of things where they distract them. One, they want to get Brazilian here, one want to get all kind of human here. They want to get the latest phone, you know, a lot of things. When I didn't got them peace on them, when you grow up, don't be all this distraction. But that not, you know, withstanding, define yourself.
I don't start on the service from 1976 when I came from CKC to do holiday assignment. From there, I was encouraged by the establishment secretary to go to university and come back. And since then, I have not been to any employment but in the Republic of Sierra Leone. So I will just name a few of my successes in the civil service. I don't rise up first. I go to a few ministries before finally coming to the foreign ministry in 1988. And since then, I don't be up till now with 2 years of loan to the Ministry of Finance. I was also I was also the first deputy financial secretary. So, to name a few, in the foreign service, we do the project proposal for this new ministry. That time it was Aina Bangura as minister. We do the project proposal for the Jue, and for particularly the Jue Road regions. I was the one who encouraged the minister, and when the president visited the site, I also made a case for the Regent Road, and then he bought it. So that's one thing. When I see the hospital, I always feel satisfied. We supervised the project until a point we handed over to Ministry of Health. Said, this is your baby. We only try to get this. Don't leave it in our hands. So that's how they take up. Then I will say some of the successes I remember. When I was head of chancellery in Nigeria, most of the missions, especially African missions, we don't move to the new capital, Abuja. And there were no more and a few others left. So we went to a meeting in Togo. That time, Jokeshi, no, Jokeshi was here, he was permanent secretary. He met and said, Khadija, you people, we are brothers, you know, this is your country. Why would you be staying? In fact, from now on, when they send correspondence, now Lagos, everybody, not any ministry will not go Abuja, no go get correspondence from the foreign ministry. That's how I went to my ambassador. I said, Ambassador, that was jubilant then. I said, we need to do something. So several correspondences to cabinets, giving the proposals, and that's one thing. The mission changed from Lagos to Abuja without costing the government of Sierra Leone a single cent. You don't get protocol because you involved in a lot of other things. But at some point, I've been so discouraged in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that I tell the secretary to the president, then he was head of civil service. I said, take me anywhere. Now Lagos, if I want to go work there. He said, Khadija, no. As he started talking, I screamed. He said, okay. We'll send you. Fortunately for me, there was a vacancy in the Ministry of Finance for DFS. So I went there for 2 years, and by the time I got there, they gave me local government administration, you know, administering the finances and the, how do you call it, the remittances to local government. I was responsible. Before you knew it, all the correspondences from the LTAs, then we had LTAs, they don't write, they don't sign any documents. It had to be the administrator. So before you knew it, I was immersed, and the challenges were many, but that's one of the best places I have worked. Those 2 years were good for me. And I had a lot of accolades from those contractors, but I don't look for the name of a contractor. I have my checklist. I just tick what, you know, if the voucher is okay, what it has fulfilled. If it's okay, I sign, because I signed before the minister signed. So, but in all of this, women, we are like the blacks in America. You have to work twice as hard as your male counterpart for you to be seen. Now I am working on the foreign service. We have worked on the strategy. We are still working on the strategic plan for the transformation of the foreign ministry. Luckily for me, I came at a time when the implementation plan was adopted by cabinet, and we started rolling it out, and we are on it. The challenges are many. I cannot go into that, the challenges are many. But we have been able, through my administration, to make a few policy papers on certain issues like recruitment, like training, like the recruitment of interns, because they used to come here and don't go back. But now we have a policy on interns. And the most important thing I want to leave is to leave a Foreign Service Act, and the process is on. So by the time I leave here, I want that to be one of my legacies. What I would tell my sister then for make them be determined. Whatever you want to do, you have to be determined. Whatever the setbacks where you meet up, once you go now that one, you focus on that. My watchword has always been be focused. You don't lose the sight of the ball. I want to do this. Some of us come out from first generation educated families. But we had our determination. You don't know where you are going. But I didn't go town. I see. I go town. I grew up from primary school until CKC. Wetin have been my motivation then? I see these town planners. I see these government officers. Where they live very good. Then get motorcar, this Volkswagen. I say, I be there 6 months.
Well, welcome back to the studios na SLBC television, and you listen to na FM 100 and na SLBC radio as well. Now the MPPL now that they listen to, and we just don't watch videos then. Where we started with Mppa McCain, and the CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission down there in Psych Street. And of course, we go on, listen to Dr. Sarah Bendu, and Dr. Sarah Bendu now in the new Executive Director of the Salon Road Safety Authority within Akisi Road, and we ended up, as we see, Madam Khadijatu Bashir in the Director General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. So, but we get a few texts we want to read before we get to final word from the studio panelists. The first message say, then they tell the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs, thank you for showcasing them good works here, where Salome and they do, like the position and where government put them. This is now from Fatmata within our Wellington, and a gentleman with them called Victor from Goldrich, he say, in the term the Minister, Nana Thomas may keep up the good work, and he say, in hope say, they go get a flag bearer and president in this country when a woman go be. So that's why we and Mppa, this is not just the first part of this video. Women don't see. Next week we will continue for profile other women within a top government position. Them we don't deliver benefit na salon. We not go away. This is not just one program. I will see it begin so now so we go end up. But we not go bring the end to this program until we read the final word from the studio. Guess we begin with the peers who are very close to me. So they can look for the different kind of support where women they need for do their job.
Yeah, Mr. Tijeko, that's a very good question. The way Pakuruma don't give them their position. Waiting a few say government for do now for make sure say do ya make them what they get the working tools what they need for make them work better. So all the day they get some lot of challenges. So a government will provide them basic working tools. They make sure they get enough computers, enough material to work with, you will find. At the same time, now where they work. If every person work, you go na host if the one something want to get. So the welfare package. There's more emulation. Government for the consider for the healthy, encourage the woman for provide more. Because like I said, the woman the way we don't see, they push on the whole. The scorecard the higher than when man the whole starting position.
Right.
So therefore, encourage them. They need to get some welfare plan for the good.
Okay.
And additional training go there. Maybe they go there international conferences, participate, for get more idea.
Okay.
All they put together for the country go before.
Right. Thank you very much, Madam Clara.
When we want for talk to the papa, mama, pikin, and all man where they watch, say one, this is our time. Our opportunity is for all South Sierra Leone. Not to waiting Sierra Leone get for do for we. Now waiting each and every one of we will able for do for Mama Salome. I want to take this opportunity for say thank you very much to the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs and Madam Nana Thomas and team, and for say as women we feel honored that we have really been given the opportunity to come forward, not to follow meet with the public only through we work, but for meet with the public for the first time. Because we can forget say when a woman they walk in Sidona Sonem position there. Because your performance should speak for itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a race about men, it's not about women or children.
Right.
It is about giving back to the nation.
Right.
So I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Madam Minister, the final word.
Well, I like to thank Clara, but the thanks not to me get the praise. The staff of the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs, now they get the praise. And I want to particularly thank my permanent secretary. Because if I've been listening to the noise of the market, you're not going to still deal with me. because everybody been a criticizer for say you not able to work, you know this, you know that, but I feel am for be one of the best people for work with. That's not the what they get for do, what you know they do. Now my principal advisor, anything we ask am for, we sit down, we brainstorm together. So the PhD syndrome, not of our woman no more, is still living there, man them. But for them young ladies them, at the beg, you know value yourself, you know get a focus, let you know say me price high, and if you price not high, and let what I mean say value yourself for let you price high, make you put education first, make you study very hard, let you burn the midnight candle, because when you burn the midnight candle, then you go be marketable. Nobody no go see you.
Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. TK.
Thank you very much. And on behalf of myself and of course the Mppa and Minister of Political and Public Affairs, I want to tell my producer, thank you, Mr. Usman Dumbuya. I also tell Komba, the cameraman and editor, thanking him together with Mr. Olumama Josephus. They've done a wonderful job. I want to tell them thank you. And the Mppa communication unit will also tell them thank you. They tell Madam Yema, thank you for bringing the program up to this point. Me way to bring this program to now. And then TJ called the Mega will not go away, because next week we get another bumper package of women them in their workplaces. How do they deliver service? How do they deliver quality? How do they move this country go before? Until we meet again, hey, keep listening and keep watching SMBC television and enjoy.